There comes a time in life when everything feels like it's falling apart. People walk away, doors close, and circumstances seem unfair. But remember this truth. Endings are not punishments. They are invitations to begin again, stronger, wiser, and more powerful than ever before. This is your moment to rise. This is your time to make your greatest comeback. Acceptance is the key that unlocks peace within. When life feels heavy, when everything seems out of control, the natural reaction is to fight, resist, and question why things are the way they are. But resistance only adds more pain to the situation. The truth is, what has already happened. No amount of worry, regret, or self-blame can undo it. So the first step toward healing, toward making your greatest comeback, is learning to accept where you are without judgment. You are not behind in life. You are not failing. You are not broken. You are on a journey, and every single experience, good or bad, has brought you to this moment for a reason. There is a divine order in life, even when it feels like chaos. Everything that happens is a teacher, and your current situation is no different. Instead of criticizing yourself for what you think you should have done, or where you think you should be, breathe and say, "This is where I am right now, and that is okay." Those words carry power because they dissolve resistance. They allow peace to flow in. Self-judgment is one of the heaviest burdens we carry. We replay mistakes in our minds, tell ourselves we're not enough, and compare our lives to others. But what if you decided to let that go? What if you chose to trust that you are exactly where you need to be? Every delay is a preparation. Every setback is setting you up for a greater step forward. The universe never makes mistakes, and neither do you when you are learning and growing. Acceptance is not about giving up. It is not saying, "I guess this is all there is." No. Acceptance is an act of strength. It means you stop wasting energy fighting what you cannot change and start using that energy to create something better. It means you stop living in yesterday and bring your power back to today. Because today is where change begins. When you accept where you are without judgment, you create space for new opportunities to flow in. Life responds to an open heart, and acceptance is what opens that door. Sometimes, we hold on to the idea that things should be different because we believe happiness depends on it. But the truth is, happiness does not come from perfect circumstances. It comes from inner peace. And inner peace begins the moment you stop resisting the present moment. Say to yourself often, "I am safe where I am. I am learning. I am growing. I am enough right now." These words are not just affirmations. They are reminders of the truth that has always been within you. Acceptance also means forgiving yourself for what you didn't know before you learned it. We do the best we can with the knowledge and awareness we have at any given time. When you know better, you do better. So there is no need to punish yourself for the past. You cannot rewrite what happened, but you can write what happens next. And the pen is in your hands. Look at your life right now and see the blessings, even if they feel small. The breath in your lungs, the lessons you have learned, the strength that brought you this far, all of these are gifts. Gratitude and acceptance walk hand in hand. The more you accept where you are, the more you know to is working instead of obsessing over what isn't. And as your focus shifts, so does your reality. When you let go of judgment, you stop saying, "This is wrong," or "I'm not where I should be." Instead, you say, "I am where I am, and that is okay." From that space, you can create change with love instead of fear. Love is the greatest power you have, and it flows freely when you stop resisting life. So breathe deeply. Let go of the fight and open your heart to this moment, because this moment is the beginning of your comeback. You are not late. You are not lost. You are being guided, even when you cannot see the full path ahead. Trust the timing of your life. Trust that you are supported by forces greater than yourself. And most of all, trust yourself. Everything you need to rise again is already inside you. All you have to do is accept where you are without judgment and take one step forward in faith. Say this now. Accept this moment. I release judgment. I trust the process of life. I am safe and I am ready for my next chapter. When you make peace with where you are, life opens the doors for where you are meant to be. This is the power of acceptance. And it is the first step toward your biggest comeback. Forgiveness is one of the most liberating acts you can give yourself. It is the bridge that takes you from pain to peace, from resentment to freedom, from the past to the present. So many of us carry wounds that are not visible to the eye: betrayal, hurtful words, broken trust. And often, the heaviest burden of all is the weight of self-blame for what we did or did not do. If you want to make your greatest comeback, forgiveness is not optional, it is essential. When we hold on to anger toward others, we keep ourselves chained to the very pain we want to escape. We replay what happened in our minds, thinking that if we stay angry, it somehow balances the scales. But anger does not punish the other person. It punishes us. It keeps us stuck in a story that robs us of joy today. The truth is, forgiveness is not about saying what happened was okay. It is not about forgetting or pretending you were not hurt. Forgiveness is about choosing to release the grip that pain has on your heart so you can move forward. When you forgive others, you are not excusing their actions. You are freeing yourself from carrying their mistakes. Think of it this way. Every time you hold on to anger, you tie yourself to that person and that moment in time. Forgiveness cuts that cord. It says, I will not allow what happened to define me. I will not live in this pain any longer. That is strength. That is power. And then there is the forgiveness we owe ourselves. Sometimes we are our own harshest critics. We look back and think, I should have known better. I should have left sooner. I should have spoken up. These thoughts create shame and guilt, and both can be paralyzing. But the truth is, you did the best you could with what you knew then. Life is a constant lesson, and you were learning. Beating yourself up for not knowing then what you know now only keeps you from using that wisdom to create a better future. Imagine holding a heavy stone in your hand. At first, you think, I can carry this. It's not too bad. But as time goes on, your arm aches, your energy drains, and that stone feels heavier and heavier. That is what holding on to anger, guilt, or regret does to your soul. Forgiveness is the moment you set the stone down. It is the moment you realize you do not need to carry it anymore. You deserve lightness. You deserve peace. How do you forgive when the hurt feels so deep? You start with a decision. You do not need to feel ready to forgive. You just need to be willing. Begin by saying, I am willing to forgive. I am willing to be free. Those words open the door. Then, little by little, keep reminding yourself that forgiveness is a gift to you, not to them, not to the past, but to your heart. Because when you forgive, you reclaim your energy. You take back your power from the person or situation that tried to take it away. Forgiveness is not always instant. Sometimes it is a process. And that is okay. Every time the pain rises up, instead of feeding it with anger, speak life into yourself. I release this. I choose peace. I choose love. Do it as often as needed. Because every affirmation rewires your mind and softens your heart. The same goes for forgiving yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I forgive myself for the mistakes I made. I forgive myself for the times I didn't know better. I forgive myself for being human. Speak to yourself with compassion because you deserve your own kindness. You have carried enough blame. It is time to lay it down. When you forgive, you do not erase what happened. You transform what happened into wisdom. You turn wounds into strength. You rise above the story that once hurt you and write a new one where you are free, strong, and unshakable. That is what forgiveness does. It clears the space in your heart for love, for joy, for abundance. It says, I am done living in the prison of the past. I choose freedom. I say this now. I forgive myself. I forgive others. I release the past and open my heart to peace. I am free to live fully and love deeply. These words carry healing energy. Speak them often, because they will remind you that the power to heal has always been within you. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is strength. It does not make you small. It makes you powerful, because nothing is more powerful than a heart that chooses peace over pain. And when you release what weighs you down, you rise higher than you ever imagined. That is the foundation of your greatest comeback. Your power has always been within you. It was never in the hands of anyone else, no matter how much it felt that way. When people hurt us, when circumstances knock us down, it is easy to believe that we have lost something essential, that they took a piece of us we can never get back. But the truth is this: your power cannot be taken. It can only be given away. And when you decide to reclaim it, everything changes. What does it mean to reclaim your power? It means taking responsibility for your energy, your choices, and your future. It means refusing to let what happened define you or dictate what comes next. Life may have knocked you down, but that was only a chapter, not the whole story. You hold the pen. You decide what you write from this moment forward. Many of us unknowingly give our power away every single day. We do it when we let someone's opinion control how we feel. We do it when we stay stuck in anger, waiting for an apology that may never come. We do it when we allow fear to make decisions for us instead of faith. Each time we do this, we hand over a little piece of our strength to something outside ourselves. But today that ends. Today you say, I call all my power back to me. I choose to stand in my strength. Your power is in your thoughts. Every thought you think creates a ripple in your life. When you constantly tell yourself that you are broken, unworthy, or defeated, those thoughts become your reality. But when you begin to affirm, I am strong, I am capable, I am the creator of my life, something shifts. Your energy rises, your confidence grows. You start seeing possibilities where before you saw walls. This is the power of the mind, and it is yours to use. Your power is in your choices. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always choose how you respond. That choice is everything. Will you respond with fear or faith? With bitterness or hope? With defeat or determination? Each time you choose love over hate, peace over chaos, and courage over fear, you reclaim a part of yourself that no storm can shake. Your power is in your presence. Too often we live in the past, replaying old wounds, or we live in the future, worrying about what might happen. But the present moment is where your strength lies. Right now, take a deep breath. Feel the life moving through you. This moment is fresh, untouched, and full of possibility. When you anchor yourself here, you step into clarity. And from clarity comes strength. Reclaiming your power also means setting boundaries. It means saying no to what drains you and yes to what nourishes you. It means no longer allowing toxic people, old habits, or negative thoughts to run your life. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates that protect your energy and allow love, peace, and abundance to flow in freely. When you respect yourself enough to set boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. But here's something important. Reclaiming your power does not mean you have to fight or prove anything to anyone. True power is calm. It does not shout. It does not chase. It does not beg. True power knows its worth and stands tall in silence. When you reclaim your power, You no longer seek validation outside yourself because you understand that everything you need is already within. Say this to yourself right now. I take back every ounce of power I have given away. I stand strong in my truth. I am the author of my life, and I choose to write a beautiful story. Speak these words often. They will remind you that no matter what has happened, you are not broken. You are becoming. The world responds to the energy you carry. When you stand in your power, life opens doors you never imagined. Opportunities flow. People respect you. You attract love and abundance because you radiate strength and confidence. That is what happens when you remember who you are. So today, stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for permission. You are the permission. You are the power. And the moment you own that truth, your life will never be the same. Reclaiming your power is not just about overcoming the past. It is about creating the future. It is about rising with a heart that is whole and a mind that is focused. It is about walking through life knowing that no matter what comes your way, you have the strength to handle it and the wisdom to grow from it. Say this one more time. I am powerful. I am unshakable. I create my life with love and confidence. Hold that thought in your heart, because when you reclaim your inner power, you don't just make a comeback. You rise to a level where nothing can stop you. Everything you create in your life begins first in your mind. Every achievement, every success, every breakthrough you've ever experienced started as an image, an idea, a vision. If you want to make your greatest comeback, you must first see it in your imagination before it can appear in your reality. This is not a wish or a daydream. It is the foundation of manifestation. What you focus on expands, and what you see in your mind consistently will eventually show up in your life. When you visualize the life you desire, you are telling your mind and the universe, this is where I am going. You are programming your subconscious to believe in a new reality. And once your mind believes it, your actions and energy align with it, and doors begin to open in ways you could never have imagined. But here is the key. It's not enough to just see it, you must feel it. Visualization is not a mental exercise alone, it is an emotional experience. You have to step inside the vision and live it before it becomes physical. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the life you truly want. See yourself healthy, happy, confident, abundant, and free. See yourself in the home you desire, surrounded by love, doing the work that fulfills your soul. Notice every detail. The colors, the sounds, the textures. The more vivid your vision, the more powerful it becomes. Now go deeper. How does it feel to live this life? Feel the joy, the peace, the security, the freedom. Let those feelings fill your body. This is the language the universe understands, not words, not effort, but vibration. Many people say, I'll feel happy when I have what I want. But the truth is the opposite. You have to feel happy now to attract what you want. The energy you send out is the energy you receive. If your thoughts are focused on lack, worry, and fear, you will create more of that. But when your thoughts and emotions align with abundance, love, and possibility, you become a magnet for them. Visualization helps you shift into that energy before the physical evidence appears. Some might think, but what if I imagine it and it never comes? That is fear talking. Fear is the voice that keeps you stuck. Faith, on the other hand, is the voice that says, if I can see it, I can create it. And here's the truth the moment you begin to visualize. You start aligning with opportunities, people, and ideas that will lead you there. You don't have to figure out the how right now. Your job is the vision. Life will take care of the details when you stay consistent in your belief. Make visualization a daily habit. Start your morning by spending 5 minutes in silence. imagining your ideal life. Feel the emotions so deeply that your mind begins to believe it is already happening. Throughout your day, hold on to that feeling as much as possible. Every time you catch yourself slipping into doubt, bring the image back to your mind and say, "This is my truth. This is my reality." Speak affirmations like, "I am living my dream life. Everything I desire flows to me with ease. I am aligned with abundance." Another powerful practice is to write down your vision as if it has already happened. Describe your life in detail using present tense. "I am so grateful for the beautiful home I live in. I feel safe and happy in this space. I am thriving in my work, and abundance flows to me effortlessly." Words have energy, and when you combine them with visualization, you multiply your power. Do not let the current circumstances fool you. What you see around you today is the result of yesterday's thoughts and beliefs. But your future, that is being shaped right now by what you choose to think and feel. If you keep focusing on what is missing, you will keep creating more lack. But if you focus on the vision of what you desire, no matter what is happening now, you begin to pull you like a magnet. When doubts creep in, and they will, remind yourself the vision you hold is more real than the limitations you see. What you imagine with faith and feeling becomes your reality. The universe is always listening to your energy, responding to your vibration. So keep your vision alive, nurture, and trust it. Say this now. "I see the life I desire. I feel the joy of living it. I am aligned with everything I need to make it real." Repeat it often. Make it your mantra. Because the clearer you see it in your mind, the sooner you will hold it in your hands. Your imagination is your greatest tool. Use it boldly, use it daily, and watch how your life transforms. When you visualize with emotion and faith, you are not just dreaming, you are creating. This is where your comeback begins. In your mind, in your heart, in the quiet moments, where you dare to see yourself as more than your past, more than your circumstances. And when you hold that vision long enough, nothing can stop it from becoming your reality. Dreams without action remain dreams. Visualization, affirmations, and belief are powerful, but they are only the beginning. For your vision to become your reality, you must pair your faith with movement. This is where inspired action comes in. Inspired action is not about forcing, struggling, or exhausting yourself to make things happen. It is about taking steps that feel aligned, steps that bring you closer to the life you imagine, steps that flow from your heart and not from fear. When you take inspired action, you do it with trust. You are no longer running on desperation or the need to control everything. Instead, you act because you believe your vision is possible, and you know that life supports you when you move forward with faith. Every little action becomes a signal to the universe that says, "I am ready. I am committed." And when you declare that through your actions, opportunities begin to appear in ways you could never have planned. Many people stay stuck because they are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect confidence. But perfection is an illusion, and waiting only delays your blessings. The truth is, clarity comes through movement. You do not have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. All you need to know is what to do next, and do it. One step, and then the next, and then the next. That is how great comebacks are made. Ask yourself each morning, what is one thing I can do today that moves me closer to my vision? It does not have to be something big. Small, consistent actions create massive results over time. If your dream is to start a business, your action might be researching, writing a plan, or reaching out to a mentor. If your vision is a healthier body, your action might be a short workout or choosing nourishing food. These steps may seem small, but every time you take one, you are building momentum. And momentum is what turns desire into reality. The difference between inspired action and forced action is the energy behind it. Forced action feels heavy, stressful, and driven by fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. Inspired action feels light, exciting, and rooted in faith. It comes from a place of trust that life is on your side. You know this action is aligned because even if it requires effort, it gives you energy rather than drains it. You feel a quiet confidence that says, "This is right for me." To take inspired action, stay connected to your vision. Every morning, visualize the life you want, feel it deeply, and then ask, what would the version of me who already has this do today? Then act from that energy. If your future self is confident, take steps as if you are already that person. If your future self is abundant, make decisions from a mindset abundance, not lack. When you act as if, you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Sometimes fear will try to stop you. It will whisper, "What if it doesn't work? What if you fail?" When that happens, remind yourself failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey. Every setback teaches you, redirects you, and brings you closer to your breakthrough. So take the step, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is moving forward in spite of it. Inspired action also requires listening to your intuition. Pay attention to the nudges, the ideas that light you up, the gentle whispers within. Those are not random thoughts, they are guidance. Trust them. When you feel pulled towards something that excites you, even if it makes no sense, follow that pull. That is often the path to your greatest opportunities. Remember, action creates energy. When you take one step, even a small one, you feel empowered. That energy inspires the next step, and before you know it, you have created momentum that is unstoppable. But if you wait, doubt grows stronger and your energy becomes stagnant. So move now. Start today. Do something, anything, that brings you closer to your dream. Say this affirmation: I take inspired action every day. I trust the process. Every step I take brings me closer to my vision. Speak it and then live it. Because when your thoughts, feelings, and actions align, nothing can keep your desires from manifesting. Your greatest comeback will not happen overnight, but it will happen because you chose to act when others hesitated. It will happen because you believed enough to move forward. It will happen because you refused to let fear stop you. So rise up, take that step, and keep moving. Your dream is waiting for you, but it needs you to move toward it. This is your time. This is your power. Take it and make it real. There is a deep sense of peace that comes when you truly believe life is on your side. Most of us are taught to fear life, to think that everything is a struggle, that we have to fight for every little thing we want. We look at challenges and assume they are signs that things are going wrong. But what if that is not true? What if life has always been for you and never against you? What if every delay, every setback, every closed door was actually part of a divine plan to guide you exactly where you need to be? When you believe that life is on your side, you stop fighting the flow. You stop resisting what is happening and start trusting the process. You understand that you are part of something much bigger than yourself. There is an intelligence in this universe that knows what is best for you, even when you cannot see it. And when you align with that truth, your entire perspective shifts. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "How is this happening for me?" Every situation you have experienced has shaped you, taught you, and prepared you for something greater. Even the painful moments served a purpose. They gave you strength you didn't know you had. They taught you lessons that will become the foundation for your success. They broke parts of you that were never meant to stay, so the real you could rise. Life is not punishing you. It is positioning you. The belief that life is on your side is the root of all faith. It is what allows you to move forward without fear, even when the path is unclear. You may not know how things will work out, but you trust that they will. And that trust creates calm in your mind and strength in your heart. Worry does nothing but drain your energy. Faith, on the other hand, fills you with confidence and peace. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Look back for a moment at your life. Think of a time when things didn't go your way. Maybe you were heartbroken, rejected, or faced with loss. At the time, it felt unbearable. But now, with the wisdom of hindsight, can you see how that situation led you to something better? Can you see how it redirected you to a new path, opened doors you never expected, or taught you something you needed to know? That is life working for you. If it happened before, it will happen again. When you hold this belief, you stop living in fear of the unknown. Instead of dreading the future, you welcome it. You trust that everything unfolding is part of a greater plan for your highest good. Even the waiting seasons have purpose. Sometimes delays are protection. Sometimes rejection is redirection. Sometimes what feels like an ending is really the beginning of something extraordinary. Repeat this truth to yourself often. Everything is happening for me, not to me. Those words will shift your energy immediately. They remind you that you are supported by a loving universe, that you are never alone, that life is guiding you even when the path seems dark. Hold this belief close, especially in the moments when nothing makes sense. Trust that the clarity will come at the right time. Believing that life is on your side does not mean you sit back and do nothing. It means you take inspired action while trusting the outcome. You do your part and allow life to do the rest. You don't force, you don't chase. You align. And alignment always brings what is meant for you. When you trust, you create space for miracles to happen. You open your heart to receive blessings that are far greater than anything you could have planned on your own. Say this affirmation now. Life loves me. Life supports me. Everything I need is coming to me at the perfect time. I trust the process of life. Feel those words. Speak them every day until they become your truth. Because when you believe that life is on your side, fear loses its grip on you. Anxiety fades. Doubt disappears. And in its place, you find confidence, peace, and unshakable faith. Your greatest comeback begins with this belief. The universe is not against you. The delays, the struggles, the heartbreak, they are not signs of failure. They are stepping stones to the life you are destined to live. Hold on to that truth when things feel uncertain. Life is on yours, has been. It always will be. And the moment you trust that completely, your entire world begins to change.